rewatched recently the Lil Wayne Behind the Music.
Really? On VH1?
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about what's in my cup.
Right.
It's my cup.
It's my
Fuck
cup.
you. I do remember that.
You did
When was that?
Pretty good Wheezy impression.
Yeah, as opposed to what?
Is he waiting on us to say?
Oh, okay. We got to get towards that later.
Let's start the show.
Fuck this. You got insurance.
Right.
I don't know if you're wondering where the black men are at, but here I am.
Here I am.
I'm so much of a lamb now, is it? All right. Welcome to another episode of Once Upon a BnB. We have, I'm Ian.
Maha.
And we have an old guest and a new guest.
Oldie but goodie. Welcome back, Javan.
What's that in? Javan. We'll go with that.
Javan, I'm not going to even try. Yeah, no. I'm going to go with the way that you introduce yourself as. And then the lovely Julie.
Hello, hello.
Welcome, Julie, to your first episode. Hopefully not the last.
So happy to be here.
So you are Ian's executive assistant?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, she started for me in January. And then I think the first day you started, well, that was
an okay day.
That was MLK Day. And then I was like, week one, can you go to Miami with me? And then that's when y'all met that Sunday, right?
Yeah, that was wild.
When we started out, she we talked about, the staffing company, the law firm, and my Airbnb. And then she was like, so you just want me to handle all your business for you?
Yeah,
I was like, you just need somebody to organize everything in your life. That's it.
Yeah, and his personal life as well.
Yes.
I almost adjusted the shades back up.
No, leave them.
Please, for the love of God.
I know. Well, for the listeners, Javan got me these shades. I won Secret Santa. He blew past the $50 limit with the Versace shades.
As opposed to what?
You would be the one to do that, too.
He would.
Oh,
Yeah. Should we get into your story then?
Yeah.
Yes, this is a quick story,
This guy with
man.
the stories.
I guess a little backdrop. You and Noah had rented it out.
Yeah. So Noah rented out at least like 2 months ago.
And the
like
giant speaker that they brought over has been at the Airbnb ever since.
And I didn't really care because I didn't really need it for a while. Like I got another speaker at the house, so I never really needed it. But
For our longtime listeners, Noah is the Blackberry White.
Big boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I never needed the speaker, so I never even asked about it. But it got to a point where I was like, all right, I need my $500 speaker back.
Yeah.
Look, I got a lot of use out of it.
Wait a minute. So all guests that go in there, they use the speaker?
You think
I was
they're
using
not?
it the most. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? I
That's
was there the most,
wild.
using it the most.
Why was
Yo,
Noah
that's
renting your
crazy.
Airbnb?
He had some people come in town.
Yeah.
Like his frat brothers or his line
A little
brothers.
reunion.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
And back in the day,
They keep moving back up. Push them down. What is happening?
Oh, the shades.
Yes.
Well, I'm not cool.
There, right there.
Oh, that's perfect.
All right.
Good. But no, so I hit Noah. I'm like, where the speaker at? So his first response was like, bro, I gave it back.
Oh, God.
Here we go, bro. So I'm like, bro, all right, I'm staying calm. I'm like, you didn't, but whatever. I'm like, it's cool. Just think about it. You didn't give it back,
Get back
bro.
to
I'm
me
telling
later.
you.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, bro, you did not give it back to me. He's like, no, bro, I'm telling you, because remember, he mentioned another time I let him have the speaker. I was like, yeah, check this out, though. You remember your frat brothers? Oh, shit.
All the receipts.
Oh,
come
shit.
out.
Oh, let me hit you back. So I'm like, all right, cool. Going about my day, right? So he hit me later, and he's like, yo, I think I know where it's at, but didn't I tell you to go get it? No, you didn't. Bro. Here we go with this, right? So, but we got a bookmark right there because I got to explain how I even got to that point, right?
Okay.
So the night before, right? So me and a good friend of mine who shall remain nameless, I haven't seen him in a while, so he's like, yo, let's go out, man, blah, blah, blah. Side note, I had stopped drinking, so I'm not drinking no more,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Is
Right.
that still a thing? No, anyway, sorry.
So we go to Visions. We go to Visions because we're trying to watch the game. I ain't seen him in a while, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna come out. So we at the rooftop watching the game, and he's like, man, he's like, bro, he's like, man, 2 tequilas, man, 2 tequilas. And I'm like, bro, I told you, I'm not drinking, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool.
It's
He's
been
like,
a minute, right? You didn't drink for a good
oh,
little
no, I
stretch.
quit now, and then I got back.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is the second stretch,
All right,
Let's
gotcha.
not give too much credit here.
Yeah, I ain't
I was
gonna lie.
impressed for a minute there.
Yeah, no, hell no.
Temper that.
Right.
So so I'm trying to I'm not drinking. So long story short, man,
I drank.
Eventually, yeah. And, you know, he's okay. Like, nothing crazy happened, but he got into an accident that wasn't his fault that night, right?
Oh, shit.
So, yeah. So he's okay. But I remember.
Not that okay, right?
But I remember.
Wink, wink.
Nah, but I remember asking him, I'm like, bro, you good to drive? Because he wasn't drunk. Like, you know, by the time we left, he wasn't drunk or anything. So I'm like, you know, you good? You good? Blah, blah, blah. He like, yeah. So I don't think nothing of it. I go home, wake up in the morning. He FaceTimes me. I missed the FaceTime. But then first thing I do, I'm like, damn, where my glasses at? First of all, I'm the type, I wear shades indoors at night.
Yep.
Okay, you know what I'm saying?
You got us all
Is that
doing
why
it
you
today.
got us
I
all doing
do.
this
I
today?
do.
You
I do.
feel
You know
better?
what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed.
He's
I'm
that
one of
kinda
those
guy.
people. So next day, you know, he FaceTimes me. I'm like, yo, what's up? So he in the hospital. So I'm like, I panic immediately.
Oh,
I'm like, what
shit.
the fuck? Like, what's going on? You good? He's like, man, you know, somebody hit me, blah, 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 this and that. So now I'm like terrified. I'm like, damn, like what happened? Like I'm going through that. So I'm having a really bad day. Like the whole day was just bad. So I'm trying to figure out
Regrets
how to,
over the you succumbed to alcohol again.
right.
Right.
So right, that's the first thing. I knew I shouldn't have done. I knew
Right.
it's a bad, you know. So now I'm like, well, I'm gonna go see him. I gotta go all the way to the south side though, because I gotta get my bag that I left in my friend's truck. So on the way, Ian calls me. Or yeah, you called me. Ian called me. He's like, "Yo, hey, I heard you trying to go by the
Okay,
Airbnb."
so you had already hit up Julie at this point.
I didn't even hit up Julie. You called me. No one never even told me where my speaker was.
Okay.
When you called me, I was like, "Oh, that's where it is." So I didn't even know where it was. So
No,
So-
but Noah asked me
Oh, okay, that
to
explains
get
it.
in touch with him. He says, I'm putting you in a group chat with them. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay. And then Noah just texted me. He said, Javan's speaker. And I was like, okay. And then he goes, and I'm like working. And he's like, now open the message. Open the message. And I'm like, why? And so I opened the message and he's like, all right, now back out of it. And I'm like,
What?
okay.
Bruh,
And then he
tweaking.
question marks the message. And he's like, all right, then just leave it there. And I'm like,
what?
what?
I don't
is
think
the-
he understands
what?
how iMessage works.
What?
I don't know. So all I know, Ian calls me.
Because I had gotten a text from Julie, it's like, what's Javon's number? But
Right.
I also wanted to go to the Airbnb, and I hadn't had time to explain why. We'll get into that in a little bit.
Okay.
But I had been meaning to get over there, so I was like,
Mhm.
Julie, instead of me texting you Javon's number, I'm going to holler at him and be like, yeah, let's go to the Airbnb.
Boom. So he called me. I'm like, oh, that's where it is, of course, because I remember that, you know. So
didn't
now
tell you at
I'm
all?
driving. No, absolutely not. Nothing. So I'm driving. I'm in my car, and my car is shaking. Now, mind you, I just got my wheels and calipers painted a day ago. So sometimes when you get that
Painted?
yeah, like painted. Like,
Yeah, like with paint.
I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say there. So I got my calipers and everything. So my car is like kind of shaking a little bit. That happens sometimes when you get the paint on the calipers. Sometimes when you brake, it's gonna be a little loud or whatever because it's scrubbing off the excess paint.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not thinking nothing of it. So I get to my homie crib, grab the book bag, put it in the back, and then I call. I think I asked
You
you
called
again
me-
for the address.
Yeah. And so I was planning on going over there with you, but we got
Yeah.
caught up at work.
Right.
And
So I'm
so-
going over there by myself.
And I was
now.
like, you know what? I was like, can we do it tomorrow maybe? But I was like,
I'm like,
I'll text you the
nah.
address. He's like, I'm already on the
Absolutely.
south side. All right.
I'm picking it up because I don't want it to disappear. Then y'all like, nah, man, he went the other day in here. Nah, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Get my speaker.
Mhm.
So now my car is wiggling a little more. I'm like, what the fuck? Wiggling some more. I'm like, man, what the fuck? Like this can't be
The paint on the
normal.
caliber?
Yeah, it can't be because it's like a wagon now. I feel like I'm in one of them like old time, the
Yeah.
horse and buggy out this bitch. So I ended up calling the guy that did it, and he's like, yeah, it's a little bit, how it does that when you get on the brakes and this and that. So I'm like, yeah, but it's a little extra. So he like, all right, just check when you get to where you're going, make sure, everything's tight and secure. So I was like, all right, cool, I'm
How
gonna
the
call
fuck are
you
you
back.
supposed to check that?
All right. So I'm like,
Is the
oh
paint-
no.
is the paint
Oh
dry
no.
yet?
Right.
Oh no. You'll see how I checked it. So I'm now I turn down that road. So I don't know if y'all know where his Airbnb is.
Mhm. The hood.
What? I need another turn. Like Ja Morant wouldn't even go over here. You feel me? Like so I turn on this street. I'm like, damn, cracky this way, cracky that way. I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers darting across the street. So I'm like, I'm dodging them. My car, you know what I'm saying, wiggling. So then I finally I actually passed the house. I didn't even know I passed it. So I'm looking around because I'm really focused on my tire. So all of a sudden, this lady come in front of me. She waving me down. Stop. So I'm thinking, so then I hit her. I'm just playing. So now she
Nice
she waving me down. She waving me down. So I'm like, you know, I don't know what's going on, but I know my tire messed up. So I'm like, okay, she must be talking about my wheel. So she like, yo, wheel about to fall off.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, huh? No way. No way. Like, no way. I park, get out the car. I got 2 lug nuts left. One of those lug nuts are loose.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm basically got 1 lug nut on my shit. And it's leaning
Riding
like
on a hope and a prayer.
the tire was leaning like like to the side. So I'm like, man, what? So now I'm panicking. Like, bro, I was on a highway. Like, it could have came off on the highway. So, of course, I called dude. I'm like, man, you know, da-da-da-da, this and that. He like, man, oh, my God. You know, I'm going to check and see who did it. But, yo, anything you need, just call me. I'll cash app you, whatever. Da-da-da. So I'm like, all right, let me figure out what I need. Now the lady like, yeah, I know how to fix it.
I was about to say, the
Oh my
crackheads
God.
always
I'm like,
come
bro,
through.
here we go. This. I said, you know, I appreciate it, sweetheart. Nah, we good, though. Thank you. She like, okay, I'm just telling you now.
Don't sleep on the crackheads.
And that's what I started thinking. I'm like, what do you mean fix?
Yeah.
Because if she can just get me to my next destination, we good.
Right.
So she like, yeah, I just matter of fact, let me just call somebody real quick. Like he got all of it. He gonna fix, he gonna get you right. I promise. Like he know what he doing. So I'm like, to get me to AutoZone,
Right.
I'm like, I don't want to open my trunk and get all my stuff because I don't know where I'm at. Like I got stuff in my
Right.
trunk, so I'm like, maybe he gonna, you know, got a tool he can just, you know, real quick just get that 1 lug nut on there. Man,
Secure the one lone lug nut.
bro done pulled up in a bicycle with the assiest hands and set of feet I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my god.
And here go me, like, I'm really thinking, like, his hands might just be assy enough to squeeze this
Yeah.
motherfucker back on. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right. So I'm watching him, and then he done rolled past on the bike 3-4 times and looking at it. But he ain't even got off the bike. He just riding by, peeking
Just
at
examining.
it. Just peeking at it, right? So I'm like, man, I'm looking at both of them collectively as a unit, and I'm like, nah, I'm just going to go ahead and
Right.
I would go ahead and jack this up. So I end up getting on, like, I had to get down, jack it up. Then I had to, I could only do it by myself because, like, while I'm on the floor, while I'm on the ground, I'm still looking around like I'm very vulnerable right
Right.
now. You know what I'm saying?
Literally on your back.
Literally on my back, turtle. Like, so I'm trying to get it. Then I got to crank it up some more. Then she come over there. She helped me push the wheel all the way back on so I can, like, screw it in tight, which I appreciate it. I cashed up at like $50 for it.
Way too much.
Yeah, I know.
She would have took 5.
I know. But, you know, listen, I was happy to get out of there.
Right.
So I pushed it back on, crank it, we good.
The other 45 was for not robbing you.
Come on now. So so I put it back on. So, like, I crank my car back down, and I'm like, man, I'm still looking around. I don't know where I'm at. So I get back in the car, still, like, looking around. So my homeboy just pulled up behind me, though, because I told him, like, you know, like, bro, just pull
Just
up.
in case.
Just in case. So now I'm trying to find the Airbnb and get out of here. So now I turn around, looking, pass it, nowhere to be found. It's a whole bunch of people outside too looking. So then I come back down the street. Can't find it. 6-point turn. Go back up the street. Can't find it. So I called Ian. I think I called you. I'm like, bro, where is this shit at, my guy? Like, where is this at? So Ian's like, I think he told me, like, yellow. He sent me a picture of it. So I was like, all right. So I back up, find it, but the gate was blocking it, so I couldn't see.
Oh.
So then, as soon as I open the door, like, what the fuck was that? Bruh, gunshots. So
Oh my
I'm looking
gosh.
around like,
Ian.
but I'm looking like, as opposed to what? Like, let me just get this,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Get this and get out. So I
It's
get
Atlanta. There's always
it's
gunshots.
Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? So,
My whole next door app is gunshots or fireworks. Gunshots or
Man, you
fireworks
need to-
all day.
man, that should stress you the hell out.
Right.
You got to undo that.
The
Take that
answer is
off.
usually
Take the
gunshots.
notifications off. Because it's not a car accident. I know what you're waiting for.
Right.
So yeah, so I go in, get the speaker, and now I'm like wobbling out. Now, mind you, I got a big ass $500 speaker. I got to
Mhm.
wobble out of here and throw back into my expensive car. So I'm throwing that
Low-key
shit. I'm
flex.
trying to hurry up. It's all right. I'm trying to hurry up. and,
Wheels
you
not
know,
expensive anymore, but
no, the
Right.
wheels ain't worth shit. My car actually depreciated a lot. The axle fucked up. So then, so I close it. So now I'm leaving, right? Leave. I find an AutoZone that says like 6 minutes down the road. So I turn, following the GPS.
Is it the Bankhead one? You could have picked up my Air Force Ones that got delivered there.
Maybe. So
Another story.
So now I'm driving down this street and I see this cop like ducked off in the corner. So I'm like, you know, I see him, but I mean, I'm not doing nothing. I promise you I'm not speeding. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So
Barely driving.
barely driving.
These tires can't go above 40.
Bro, absolutely not. So as soon as I pass him though, woo, cut the lights on. So I'm like, nah, it can't be for me. So I keep on driving. I'm almost to the intersection. The bro ain't moving. Like, he right behind me. I'm slowing down and peeling over. He peeling over with me. I'm like, ain't no way. I look in the rear view. I see my homeboy 6-point turn. He didn't U-turn and left me.
Goodbye forever.
I'm like, damn. Like, first of all, bro, I can't wait till I see you again, bro. You gonna abandon me like this at a time like?
Look.
So next thing I know, I get a text that say, bro, this is a one-way.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, damn, man. Like, all right, whatever.
Oh, I know where you're at, actually.
Yep.
You
I
know
was
where
about
I'm
to
at?
say,
You know
I
where
have
I'm at?
also
bet I
fallen
know.
for that before.
Yeah.
And
Did
I
they
kind of
pull you over?
I kind of argued with the cop. I was like, oh, just go right here. And then realized it's a one-way that
Did they let you go?
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm white, though, you know. Continue. Sorry.
I'm gonna keep.
Just
keep
bury
those,
it
I'm
deep
gonna
inside.
Keep those words.
Let it explode
This
later.
racism is killing me inside. All right, so damn, that's really pissing me off right
Yeah.
now. I'm not gonna lie to you. 'Cause
Although
wait till you see what they did to me.
The lady was driving. I'll give that. That
So
probably helped my case.
doesn't matter. So now I get pulled over. So I'm sitting there like I'm waiting for him to come. It's been like 10 minutes though.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Never a good
That
sign.
car was a little too
You got
nice.
warrants.
So
goddamn.
now I'm. No, it's probably his system was glitching. I mean, just rubbing. I'm like, damn, okay, it's all
Do
good.
I have a warrant? Oh.
Bro, I'm going back to everything. Like,
That's
bro,
literally
do
me
I
every time.
have
I'm like, wait a minute.
like failure
Same.
to appear or something?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Been there.
So turns out, he comes back, and I'm looking in the rear view, and he get out the car. I'm like, phew, he doesn't look angry. so I'm like, all right, we good. So I rolled down the window, waiting to get my license back, and he's like, yeah, could you please cut off the vehicle and step out? I'm like, dear Nick.
Heart falls through my asshole.
I'm like, what? For what? He's like, yeah, sir, please cut the vehicle off and step out.
Stop resisting.
So, bruh, I'm saying, I'm one more for what away.
Yeah.
Hashtag. So I'm like, man, like for what? Like, he's like, sir, I'm not gonna ask you again. Step out of the vehicle, cut it off. So I'm like, all right. So
My heart's pounding for you
man,
right now.
oh my-
Goddamn.
so I open the door. I'm like, what's going on? So he closed my door, and he's like, you're being detained.
Jesus.
You're being detained.
Why?
Guess why?
You did have a warrant.
I did not have a warrant. So he's like, yeah, you're being detained. You're not arrested right now, but I need to look at something. It says you're driving on a suspended license, and I'm like, how is that even possible? Like, I had a ticket. The ticket that I'm thinking about, I had a ticket, and I actually went to the court to like file for another court date. So
Mhm.
and they never gave me another court date. I was waiting for my next court date. So he came back and he was like, if your license is, were you aware of this? I'm like, no, how? Like, how? I have paperwork. I showed him on my phone the paperwork. So, as I'm talking to him, he's like, yeah, I understand. Yeah. Can you put your hands behind your back? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. And so I'm just like, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Slowly, he's like, yeah, that's crazy. Damn, word. Yeah. He's like, yeah, that's crazy. Clank.
You got anything sharp in your pockets?
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. Uh-huh.
Cough.
Bruh, so man, you put me in handcuffs. I'm sitting there like, bro, what the hell is going on?
Was your homeboy like around the corner?
Very different
peeking
from
through-
your experience.
Right.
But anyway, so,
Yeah.
Was your homeboy like around the corner peeking through a bush or
I
something?
can't even,
back
I ain't
home
even
by that
thinking about
point.
him for
Right.
real. So I'm like, bro, what is going on? So then he walked me to the police car, and he's like, just take a seat right here for a second until we figure this out. So I kind of lean in, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't put my feet in the car.
Right, you don't wanna
And
get
I'm
all the
like,
way
bro,
in
I
there.
ain't getting all the way in here. So then he kind of just staring at me like, all right, yeah, for sure. Can you slide your feet on in there too? Yeah, no, I feel you. Just give me 1 second. I'm just
Let me
gonna look
just
something up.
close this door.
Let me just man, close the door. I'm in the back like, nah, bro. It can't be.
Fucking Noah.
So he like,
Blame Noah.
Yeah.
man. So he
Not
ended up
Ian.
being like, so he's like, yeah. He's like, you got to give me a couple of minutes. I'm trying to see if if you are aware. I need to see a few things, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just sitting in the back, just waiting 45 minutes in a hot car.
Oh my gosh.
Like, he didn't crack the window for me, you know what I
See?
mean? But I'm just sitting there like a sad puppy.
Let it have been an actual sad puppy though. They would have fucking busted the windows
Come on
in and
now.
like,
The kids outside, Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Black Lives Matter.
Shut up, really?
I swear to God. So
You like record this,
so
record
eventually-
this.
Yeah, I should have called the scene.
Right.
So then my homie pulled back up. So now he kind of got the like he
Going the right way, hopefully down the
yeah,
one
he
way.
went the other way. So he walking now. He walking. He like walking by with the side eye, like like you know what I'm
Just
saying.
being casual.
I'm in the back like, so he can see me. So then he walk up like, yo, everything good? You know what's going on? He's like, well, I
Back
need to
up,
check
sir.
some things. Yeah, basically. So I need to check some things. He's just detained. He's not arrested. Da, da, da. So I'm sitting there for like 10, 15 more minutes, and he's like, all right, you definitely weren't aware, but for whatever reason, they haven't given you another court date, and they didn't register that you were that you asked for another court date. But I see your paperwork, so you need to go to the court Monday and this and that.
Phew.
But I do have to impound your car
What?
because
Because you don't have a license.
It's technically right.
Damn.
So I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, man. I mean, I'm explaining to him. He like, yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah. But so I gotta right. So then
He wouldn't let somebody come drive it for you?
yeah, him, my homie.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but he was like, well, no. He said I have to impound it, but I can you can go home with like he can ride with an Uber or go home with him. So I was like, all right, whatever. So he uncuffed me, and then the whole hood erupted.
Yes, free him.
You need to give him a Christmas card, bro. Give him a Christmas card, bro. So so I'm hyped, but low key I'm just like, bro, this is way too much for like.
That's crazy.
And then the GPS said go that way. It ain't even like I just made a mistake. The GPS was telling me to go that way, and I think that's why he was ducked off, because he know that.
Yeah, that the
So,
GPS tells people that.
Yeah,
Setup.
man. So after that, man, like I was that just ruined my whole
You
day.
were like, fuck this speaker.
Then I had to go then I had to get my Louis bag out the back and the speaker. The police was like, all right, good luck, nigga. And so then I had to carry this speaker with this Louis bag all the way to my homie car. Like, please, me. I'm the lick. Please,
Right,
me.
exactly.
Take it. You can have it. So,
Wow.
yeah. So then.
Why wouldn't he just let someone come drive the car home for
I
you?
don't know, bro. I wasn't even in the mental space to ask any
Right.
more questions. Once
Exactly.
the cuffs was off, bro, y'all do
Get me
whatever y'all
out of
want.
here, right.
So the next day I go get the car, because now I got to get my car and get the lug nuts and everything, right? So I get the car from the impound lot, and bruh, like as I'm leaving, he say this ominous shit like, hell, man, I wouldn't drive that if I was you.
Oh my gosh.
Man, come on, bro. And I got to go down this long-ass hill, so I'm like, bruh, all right, bro. Like, what else do you? What else? You
want me to fly
you wanna
outta
use
here?
a tow truck? Huh? That what you want? So I get in my car, go all the way down that long ass hill, start wobbling again. I get to the Napa. I'm like, phew, finally made it. Yeah, we don't have those lug nuts.
Oh my gosh.
Where can I get them from? Let's see.
China.
The closest one we got. Oh, they got 3. They got 3 here in Tennessee. They got 3 in Tennessee. So I'm like,
What
man,
do you drive a one of one? Like, what?
man,
Why?
No, I don't know. So then I was gonna go to another spot, but then I was just like, fuck it. Like I just went to
Throw the whole car away.
Yeah, bro. I just
I'm done.
parked at my my other spot downtown and just dropped it off there, and it's been there ever since.
How does this? Oh my God! How does this tie into?
Okay,
Julius?
well, yeah.
So
All right,
once
let me
it
give
was-
you even more
Well, were you done?
backstory.
Or you got more?
Oh no,
Yeah.
I was done.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was last.
It was last week.
Yeah. So I want to say it's a Friday night.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night. Okay. Well, anyways, it's at night, and I feel
That
bad about.
changes the context a lot.
I feel bad about texting her, but it's late. But I see someone pop up my my camera app, and it's like some random dude, and I screenshot it and I send it to Julie. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Because she's been helping me get things turned around, get contractors over, shit like that. I've been kind of Joel is no longer working the Airbnb.
Uh oh.
Yeah. And
Bad
so,
terms or
no, he just he had,
Too busy?
Yeah, too busy and wasn't very good at it.
Ooh.
But well, yeah, I'm sure if he
in the
applied himself.
neighborhood.
if he applied himself.
But so
Hope this guy
I look at
doesn't
this. I look at this. The camera, and there's this dude there, and we start checking the cameras, and he's like walking around, just like and he's like in my hot. I think he's going to my hot tub.
It looks like he
What?
was trying. Like at one point, it looked like he was trying to get in the hot tub. It was
Yeah.
really dark out, and you could hear the hot tub going.
Yeah,
but
and then like he's like fucking her, and then so I'm looking at him like what the fuck, and then so now both Julie and Shafi are like on the app separately, like trying to like check out what's going on, so they see videos of him from the day before. Same
Yeah.
dude, just moseying around. It looks like he's trying to find a key to get into my house, like he's
Oh,
looking around
shit.
for a hidden key.
Mhm.
Well,
Was
this
he on a
motherfucker-
bike with ashy hands and
Is
ashy
he gonna
feet?
steal? Right.
No, this guy's not on wheels.
He gonna
This guy's
take my
very
stuff.
much
No
on
wheels.
foot. And so he's like, what? And so we're like, this motherfucker's trying to grab a key. And so they're like, and all of a sudden they're like both like simultaneously working on the situation. And
which
you can-
I didn't know, and Shavi didn't know I was on it
Yeah.
either. Because I just got a text from Ian of this ominous screenshot of this guy, and it was a little bit like it said, "Who is this?" or something. Which he had like sent me screenshots of like handymen that I had sent over. But when he sent that one, I was like, "Does this look like anybody I would know?" Like
he was a little
Just
disheveled. I don't
creeping?
know. Yeah. And then,
creeping.
Disheveled.
and so then, yeah,
I gotta show.
we're trying to figure it out. And then I guess, I don't know, I was eating dinner or something like that. Next thing you know,
You're
Shafi
at the Braves game.
At the Braves game. That's
Yeah.
what it was. It was at the Braves game. And so
He said, "Do you know him?"
Oh
Like,
man.
no.
Is it your same crackhead?
Nah, this is a different one.
Different
but he
crackhead.
the cracky for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
And
I
so
was so
I guess I
offended.
get home from the I get
Honestly,
so I was at,
this is like dictionary crackhead.
Yeah.
Like, this
Tyrone
is-
Biggums.
Yeah.
so I get home from
licensed
the
heroin.
Braves game, and then Shafi is like on the thing, and you can talk through the cameras to tell. And so all of a sudden she's like, "Hey, get off my house, you crackhead!" And I'm like, "Honey, don't call people names."
Jesus Christ.
Well, I
Which
mean,
I'm
fair.
on there saying the same thing. I don't know, Shafi is too. So it's just like Shafi and I both yelling. And the thing is like I go really like southern, like get off my property when like I like no like just to scare like people off over that thing. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like
That
growing
came
up
from
in
the
the
gut.
South. It just like ugh.
You get on
I don't
out of
know.
here, boys. Somebody
and all like I just
I
remember coming
imagine
on
more
there like,
hearing
hey,
your
what are you
last day.
doing? What-
I don't know. I imagine
Crackhead.
more hearing these two women be like, "Get out of here, get out of here," you know?
Yeah,
Just
like
Yeah.
I
and this
imagine
guy,
we're just
and you
going
look
over
at,
each other.
And you look at the video, he's just kind of talking to himself. He's
Yeah.
walking through.
He ain't
He probably
paying
thought it
y'all
was just
no
another
mind.
voice in the head.
his head,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
So we call the
That's
police.
just those two other.
We
two
call
other
the
new ones.
police, and then the cops show up, and he's got, and so they look around, and he's gone. And then next thing you know, like as soon as the cops leave, this motherfucker comes back.
Back again?
Well, no, but he came out like. So the cops come, but we never saw him leave the
Yeah, that's true.
yard, the backyard, and then the
Next-
next video is him leaving the backyard. So
He was
we're like,
there the whole
what?
time.
Yeah,
We
and
think. We're like,
just,
what's
like,
going
hiding
on?
somewhere must have been.
So that's the context.
This is the crackhead shit, man. They got special powers, bro.
Yes,
Yeah.
they can tell. They can definitely teleport. And so then the next day, all of a sudden, this motherfucker's back.
Mhm.
And I'm like at the office, and I screenshot like, guys, and I think she has like
Third
the
day in a
maid
row,
coming
yeah.
over there, and so. I don't think much of it. I'm like, and so the reason when you call me, I was like, I want to go over there and make.
Oh,
and-
that's why you
Yeah.
said
I wanna
was like,
go
let's
over there.
stake out.
but I'm too busy, so I text you the address. I don't think much of it.
Yeah.
And then and so then all of a sudden, like I don't know about the situation until afterwards. And I get back, and then all of a sudden my phone's blowing up, and I was like doing work shit. So I just deal with this after the fact. And Shafi's like freaking out. She's like, Ian, why the fuck is Javan gonna be over there? And so here's what happened.
Oh.
So
that's the
she had
backstory.
talked to the cops. It was like, listen, last time you guys came, he came right back right after. So when you guys come right back. And so he came, then the cops came, and then you came
Oh God.
right afterwards. And so she was
See,
super
could have
worried.
been much worse.
Younger black dude. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, you have the longer hair, but they didn't have that part of the description. And
Oh,
so
yo, you thought, that
So
was
sh-
That could have been.
Oh,
Yeah, that
and
could have been all
Shafi's,
that.
I don't know about all
maybe
this.
that cop was looking for the cracky.
I don't.
Maybe.
So
And I
Shafi
look
calls.
like a crackhead, apparently.
She called back, and well, I don't think I think she didn't leave the crackhead part of the description, just like
She
younger
just said
guy.
younger black guy.
And then so she called back. The cop had his number. It was
The
like, listen,
generic black guy.
don't do
Right.
not go after
between
that guy.
5'6" and 6'5".
Right.
But then She's
Between
like,
21 and 70.
Here you go, walking out with a giant speaker.
Oh my
my
God.
gosh.
I would have been shot.
She almost
And-
got you killed.
Yo,
And I
that's
look
crazy.
at the footage of the cops when they came back, and you
Right
just
after.
missed them.
Literally by like
Guns drawn.
Yeah.
Running around my
Yeah.
house.
Yo, get the-
Yep. In
So when you were
broad
telling, and I
daylight.
didn't know what your story was, but when you were telling me that story, and then all of a sudden the cops
Yo,
come
All
in,
of a sudden, your story is
crazy.
not so bad.
I was glad it was because you were one way, because I thought it was really, really my fault that one. So,
Wow.
Damn.
but yeah, Jesus Christ.
Channel 2 Action News.
Right.
I know.
Wow, bro.
Yeah.
And I
You
was
almost got me
over.
killed.
I was
and then you
over at
waited
your
till now to
house.
tell me this story. For
Well,
your
alright.
content, bro. How selfish is this shit?
Well, you said you had a story about it, so I
Bruh.
was figuring they'd be the same.
But it could have been them drawing
Right.
the guns
Well,
on
I
me.
know that you didn't die, so.
But did
But
you
did you
die?
die?
I will
Yo,
say,
that's crazy. What a
in
way
our
to
group
go.
text, we're like Shafi and I are in there talking about like Vanderpump Rules nonstop. So it's just, and he
Yeah,
just
and
he just
I ignore
stops
it.
looking at it
Yeah,
at
that's
one
fair.
point.
That's fair.
And so I didn't even see it. Then Shafi was
Damn.
like, "Wait,
Coming out with
is
the
Javon
speaker,
going or
too?
not?" Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my God.
And the
It's
video,
funny.
Sit down, cracky, freeze.
look at these videos. You got
That's
literally.
wild.
Yeah.
That's
fucking
wild.
Crazy.
All of a sudden, your story's not so bad.
Man.
Could have been much worse.
But yeah, I had
Right.
to drop something off at Ian's house, and he was still at the game. I was there with Shafi, and I think like right when he got back, or no, that was a few nights before. But anyways, y'all were both there, and it was the same day that you had gotten the speaker, right there.
That's me getting
Yeah.
a fucking speaker, yo.
And
Wow.
that's when like we realized, we were like, oh my God, wait, so Javon was there, like right
Damn.
at, like we're looking at it, we're
Yeah.
looking at the timeline, we're like, oh my God.
They could have thought this was you. Just
Yeah.
just running
Let
around.
me see.
It does look very similar.
I mean,
It's
not
the
at
same
all,
one.
but,
Here,
like-
let me see.
I'm trying to, like, man, I'm trying to.
So, was there any resolution to the crackhead situation?
This dude, when I first saw him on my camera looking for a key, what he was really doing was fishing around through. I thought I knew he was doing this, but I thought he was looking for a key in the cigarette receptacle. No,
He's looking for
he's
butts.
a crackhead looking for butts. So he kept
Yeah.
pulling butts out of there, and eventually just grabbed the whole receptacle, walked off with it, and then eventually brings it back. I guess so we can refill it with
Oh
cigarettes.
my gosh.
Yeah, this is like right before you got there. Just walking
Man,
around with their
that's
guns
crazy.
out. I was like, yikes.
Oh, this is before.
Yeah.
So they came right before.
And then right after.
Yeah, because
And
we
right
told
after.
him like,
yeah.
hey, you
Shafi
come.
was like,
Oh
go
my
back.
God.
So you
because
mean to tell
literally,
me I
like,
got that little
it was
pocket.
a 3-day
Yeah.
process of like
Bruh.
Wednesday.
The Lord was looking
He like
out
showed
for
up
you.
after the cops. Thursday he like was there and then showed up after the cops
Nah,
again.
That's crazy.
That's
bro.
crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Wow.
All right, what an
Well, that took a-
interesting
that took a
episode.
turn,
yo.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
My friend almost got me killed.
Right.
Wow.
Didn't even tell you.
And
Saved
waited
it for,
to tell me now.
Saved it for the
For
podcast.
Yeah.
content. Wow. All
Yeah.
right, fair enough.
Wow.
That's wicked.
What happened to your friend in the hospital? He good? Not good?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be here if he wasn't good. Yeah, he's good.
Okay.
He's good. He's good. He's good. Yeah, he called me later and was joking and stuff too. So he back.
Oh, if you can joke about it, that's good. Now we should talk about Julie's first. That was the last time you were in the Airbnb. Why don't you tell us about the first time, your first visit at the house?
So when Ian interviewed me, he was telling me about this like dope B&B that he has, and he just got this hot tub and all the like all the upgrades, and
Mhm.
I'm excited to see it. It's, I don't know, like 3 weeks into working there, and
Yeah, we've been like stuck. You know, we were in Miami the second week.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, now we're back. You got to help me
Yeah,
with
that's
the
yep,
Airbnb.
finally get to see it. There's been so much hype
Popped
like
off
up
with
to
a
this
Miami trip,
B&B, and get there, open the door. It smells worse than
That
Ghost
fart
fart.
that he just
Yeah.
let loose?
Yeah,
because we
no,
had a
worse.
maid there at the time,
Yeah,
right?
the maid was there.
and he's like, oh,
and there's
man.
like so many trash bags like right out the front door too. We get in and yeah, he's like, just like, oh my
The maid is
God,
stressed
man,
out.
like,
yeah, it's a dude named Julian is his name.
yup.
This is obviously he's not a good maid, 'cause he's a guy, but you know,
I didn't
Hold
want
on.
to say it, but
Right.
immediately, you know.
This is a
not
company
saying
we-
that women
we-
have to clean. You guys are better
Saying
at
men
but
it.
are
there's no
bad.
one else to do it, so you know. All right.
But yeah, so we get in there and he's like out of
Show
breath,
canceled.
just
Right.
like doesn't know what to do with himself, and I don't know what to do because I'm like, I'm looking around and it's just trashed, like straight up, like levels to the trash too, like the top layer, middle layer, and
Oh
then
my
you got the
God.
floor somewhere down there, like
and not just trash, feces, and we
there
think
was shit, blood, everything.
Why?
Like, it was the most gnarly scene I had ever like come across. It looked like a
confused.
crime scene, like somebody was a hoarder and then a murder happened. Like
What?
that's how it looked.
And you know what? Now that I think about it, so the week before we were in Miami, and so this is when they first checked in, and then they like wanted to extend, and then they
Yep.
had trouble like paying, so it was already, you know,
They
Yeah.
definitely murdered
Yep.
somebody.
Oh, yeah.
red, some
It
red
was
flag.
like through
sure.
it was like through Verbo at first, and then
Yeah.
they were like Verbo won't work, and,
And
like
then they pulled like they like canceled.
yeah.
So they ended up. I was out of town, and then they ended up meeting Jessica, who works for me as well, at the lobby of the Bank of America Plaza and handing her cash. And so that's how he was able to pay and extend.
Red
And it
They
should've been-
absolutely killed somebody.
Well, I think it was.
well, there was definitely some.
I mean, I'm not saying they did, but they had all
They
the
didn't-
symptoms.
I don't
here.
know if they killed anybody, but they were definitely.
What are y'all talking
Not
about?
the
This is
most
murder.
upstanding
What are y'all talking
citizens.
about?
Oh man, all right. Wow. What an emotional roller coaster. That took some
Right?
twists
Ooh.
and turns.
Well,
I'm
that was
exhausted.
a lot.
Dark days.
You
That's
guys,
crazy.
you guys
man.
ready to sign our guest book again?
Sure. As opposed to what?
All right, Julie, back on.
Makes
you.
no sense
Right.
in pertaining to my story. But now that I said it and we had this little interaction,
Right.
we're going to remember this and it's
Right.
going to be hilarious.
Yeah. All right, Julie, back on you. Sign the guest book. Give us a phrase.
Never know what to expect,
Never
and
know
it
what to
translates to the
expect,
B&B. Never know what to expect when I come in every day, but it's fun.
Right.
Hey, so is our show. Never know what to expect on Once Upon a BnB.
This was very unexpected, all of it.
Yeah,
Personally, I was
Great,
surprised.
great segue, though. Did you hear that shit?
Yeah.
look at that.
So thanks, guys. So listen, this has been another episode of Once Upon a BnB. I'm one of your hosts, Ian.
This is Maha.
Javan.